Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Want to pop in and go through this. Now, we have some relationships, and then we have some situationships, and then you have that off and on, back and forth love. Then you have the dating relationships where you're not married, and then marriage. So, across the board, there are tests at every step of the way, at every level. There's a new devil. And what you are faced with is, when do I let go? When is enough enough? So I kind of want to go through this, and I'm gonna speak on an actual relationship though. And if you're not even in a real relationship, then if you've gone through what I'm talking about in a relationship, then it's definitely over. It's definitely over. So understand that before you get together, before the man says, will you be my girlfriend? Like, can we be exclusive? I want to be with you. Before you get to that point, if you have to put up with any deal breakers, it's over. It's done. That what you have to understand, that meeting a person does not mean you have to go into a relationship with them. Like, just because you go on a few dates does not mean y'all have to try to work out a whole relationship just because you like the way each other look, cologne, perfume, how you dress, had a great date. No. If you recognize red flags, or you got to put up with any drama before you even get in a relationship, an exclusive relationship, run. It's over with. That is what that dating period, dating around, that's what that is for. To give people the axe very quickly. Now, when you get in a relationship and it is an exclusive relationship, understand this. You got a 12-month period. In this 12-month period, this first 12 months of being in a exclusive relationship, which you should get to this point at the latest at 6 months. 6 months of dating a person, talking on the phone, going on dates, should be the longest it takes to get into an exclusive, committed relationship where the man says, I want to be with you. Will you be my woman? Can we be exclusive? However he says it, but that's what he's saying. 6 months is the most. To be honest with you, every man knows by 3 months. If you're a man watching this, if you don't know by the 3-month mark, that's not your wife. That's not the woman that you need to go any further with. So save yourself the time, save her the time, go on about your business. Because it don't take that long. Just think about it. What they say, first impression lasts a long time. First impression is a lasting impression. So if they're telling you meeting the person one time, you could sum up a whole bunch about them. That lets you know right there how the mind works, that in 3 months of dealing with a person, you should know if she has the potential to be your wife. Okay, now let's say you in a real relationship. Now you in this relationship, this 12 months, it really, some would say it's the honeymoon, but it's really not the honeymoon. That's what I thought. That's really training camp. That first 12 months is training camp. But this is what you got to realize. See, in this training camp, you got to understand, like, what kind of training camp is this? Like, is this 1 a days? Is this 2 a days? Is this 3 a days? Is this hazing and initiation in here? Like, what kind of training camp is this? So in this 12 months, this is where you working out this is where you really come into terms with your beliefs. Do we want kids? Do we want to get married? How do we treat our finances? Is you a ball till you fall type of person? You spend every dime in the account. I was that person. Me and my wife, we were that people. We be kind of letting stuff accumulate in there. But me, I was the type, and she was the type too. Go broke every day. Okay, go broke every day, wake up blessed and highly favored the next day. You just every day take care of yourself, So we on the same page there. Now, as we got older, it's like, hey, gotta start thinking about retirement, gotta start thinking about college. So we had to do things differently. But we were on the same page. In this 12 months, this is where you find out where you at. Now, if you get past the major deal breakers, so if your foundational beliefs are the same, then that 12 months, you'd have made it through training camp. Now listen, inside of this 12 months, it is over if you get cheated on. It's over. If you get, okay, can't say every word on here, any of this happen, it's over. Up under that now, you got cheating, you got that, and then you got lies. So those the top two, cheating and this here. That's the top two. Now, when you come up under that, then you got the verbal, you have emotional, you have financial, you have social. I'm talking about verbal, the A word, ABU. Can't say all the words, okay? You got verbal, because remember we talked about physical, okay? Verbal, social, emotional, financial. You make up whatever other one you want to. All of those come in there too. Now, here's the thing. We ain't playing baseball. So in this 12 months, you got a 2-strike rule. Okay? Baseball, you get you 3 strikes. In a relationship, 3 strikes might end you. So you got a 2-strike rule. You lied to me 2 times, the first 12, out of here, got to go. You yelling at me, cursing at me, verbal, 2 times, got to go. And now don't try to be holier than thou. Oh, it's only gonna be 1 time for me. All it gotta happen to me in 1 time. And then you be the same one that been getting drugged in marriage for 15, 20 years, 30 years, talking about 1 time. So let's be realistic here. People, we forgiving people, we sweep a lot of stuff under the rug. But listen, all this other stuff, you getting lied to, not keeping your word, getting out of pocket, 2-strike rule in this first 12 months. Now, after that 12 months, at 12 months, between 12 months and 18 months, needs to come an engagement. This when the man need to get on one knee and say, will you be my wife? Okay, listen to me. Now, in this 12 to 18 months, all the same stuff still applies. If he cheating on you, done. Okay, it's a wrap. All the other stuff up under there, you still on your 2-strike rule. 12 to 18 months, the engagement need to happen. When the engagement happens, if you're not engaged by 18 months that you've been with a man and y'all are over the age of 25. See, if you before the age of 25, all of this not going to apply to you because the relationship's not even real before the age of 25. But if this man is 25 or older, by the time he's 26 and a half, he need to be on one knee. And then from that point right there, you got another 12 months. At the max, you really want to be engaged 12 months. Don't be in no rush. Don't be in no rush. I did it. Me and my wife, we did it the wrong way. That's what I'm teaching you. You want to be engaged 12 months. And the reason being is because, see, for a lot of men and women, for a lot of women, engagement mean, oh, I made it. No, you ain't made it. You ain't made it. You ain't got no benefits. You ain't got no benefits on that tax return. You ain't got no, you ain't get no alimony. Y'all break up. You ain't get no spouse support. Y'all break up. Engagement don't mean nothing. You just got a ring. That don't mean nothing. You still single in the eyes of the law. So understand this. See, a lot of women, when they get engaged, they get lulled to sleep. Love, Lulled, if that's how it's spelled. Somebody thought I said loved, Loved. You get lulled to sleep. So when you get comfortable that, oh girl, I'm married, you done change your little Facebook to engage. It's so many engagements that end every day, especially right now what we going through with this here. At 19 out there, engagements getting canceled left and right. You hear me? And that don't mean anything. So you need 12 months because you got to watch each other. Because what happens is people get lax and they start to show their true colors that they didn't show in just dating. See, dating, engage, married. So in this engagement, you finna see some things. He might want to get loud. He might want to, the woman might start, getting out of pocket. Now you see, if you still got strikes from the dating period and stuff there, and then now you get some more stuff happening in engagement, it's over. It's over with. Now, by the 24-month mark, by 24 months of being in an exclusive, committed relationship, you need to be at the courthouse getting married. And then listen to me. Don't worry about no wedding. Don't worry about no reception. Don't worry about all that. Okay? People getting laid off their job, can't even work. Get to that courthouse for that $99 and get married. 24 months you need to be married. So let me help you understand this now. When you cross 24 months and you ain't married, every month your chances of a healthy, successful marriage go down by 5%. Every month that pass after 24 months. Because the reason why is because a man knows for sure by 24 months if you his wife. If he ain't married you by 24 months, he ain't sure about you. You a hold me down. Lady asked me, what's a hold me down? It just mean like you a placeholder. You just who he with. You his company. You his test dummy until he meets the woman that really intrigues him. Now, yes, people have gone longer than 2 years dating and then still got married, and a handful of them ended up happy. The rest of them ended up divorced. Because understand what I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. A man knows if you his wife by 24 months. If he don't know, if he can't make a decision on you in 24 months, you got to run. You hear me? I'm out the blocks. You hear me? And the reason why is because no, you can't be trusted, playboy. You can't be trusted. You want me to follow your lead and it take you 24 months to decide on a human being? You ain't deciding this. You deciding on a human being that you done breathed with, slept with, been around, talked to hours on top of hours, and by 24 months, you don't know if you ready to marry this woman? You can't be trusted, man. Go on, get on up out of here. Go on, get up out of here. You like a leaf in the wind. You too indecisive. You don't know what you want. No, you can't follow that type of man. You can't follow that type of man. I married my wife when I got my wife back. Because I ran off in the first 2 months. Why? Because I was being controlling. I was being insecure. I was being jealous. She, boom, gone. 6 months later, we bumped back into each other. When I got her back right then, we was married 10 months later. Because I knew from the first date. It wasn't even no real date. We were sitting on a park bench and we talked 6 hours. I knew from that first conversation that she could be my wife. I ain't special. Every man know. Every man know. So when you get drawn past that 24-month mark and you still ain't married, he unsure about you. Your future is shaky. If you want to stay in that boat, it got a slow leak in it. You want to stay in that boat, it got a slow leak in it. Listen what I'm telling you. Your paddles, they getting thrown overboard. You up the creek without a paddle and you got a slow leak. Listen to what I'm telling you now. Now, when you get married, understand this. When you get married, this when it's all the way real. If you don't believe in marriage, then some of this stuff may apply to you. I'm a Christian. I believe in marriage. A lot of people come on my page. Well, what if you don't believe in marriage? Well, you're on the wrong page. This a Christian page. This a Christian belief. So we believe in marriage. Okay, so I talk about doing things God way. Okay, I don't know what the atheists out here doing. So when you get married, let me help you understand now. In marriage, it's gonna take 2 to 3 years, 5 years at the max. You need to give your marriage 5 years to level out. Because what's going to happen is when people get married, they take a stupid pill. They take that stupid pill, and what that means is they start acting up when you get married. When you get married, you go into a power struggle. Who's going to serve who? Who's going to do what? So the woman has her fantasy of marriage. So the woman, well, I would like roses on Thursday. I would love a man who can cook. I would love a man who wants to help with the dishes. Okay, foot rubs would be great, even though I've been sitting on the couch all day as a housewife. Okay, and so she going through her list. She have her list. The man, he over here and he feel like he has his fantasy. Okay, I need my woman to cook a whole hot breakfast, whole lunch, dinner. I might want a midnight snack. Okay, then old top off, happy ending at midnight. Okay, and so he going through his list. So what happens is you come into marriage and like, why ain't nothing getting done? Ain't nobody fantasy getting fulfilled. So you go to a power struggle. Boom, boom, boom. She want this, he want this, and you in this power struggle. And what it's going to take. Remember I told you, my cousin told me when we were about 10, 11 years old, he said, your marriage ain't 50-50. Marriage 51-49. Because somebody got to be the bigger person. That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. Shout out to my cousin Albert Gaskin for telling me that. He probably heard it from his daddy. But listen to me. Somebody got to take the initiative to lead with love. And I'm going to tell you, me personally, I believe it should be the man. Because if the man's supposed to be the head of the household, then you need to be the one to lead with love. And this is what I had to do. So for me and my wife, it took us 2 years. We are an exception to the rule because look what I do. Look what God called me to do. So if it took us 2 years to get it together, then somebody who ain't called to this here, who God ain't anointed and appointed, it might be 4 years. So, and I'm gonna give you 5 years max to get this here thing together, because marriage is serious and you should just get married and run out on it, unless there was a deal breaking offense like infidelity. So listen to me. If you get cheated on one time, physically cheated on, understand this. It's easy to cheat. So when you catch somebody cheating, there's a possibility they've been cheating for a while. 9 out of 10 times, they've been cheating for a while. There are things, if you're in a relationship, or if you've been in a relationship, especially if you're a man watching this, if you a man, you know you done some things behind your wife or your girlfriend back, and they never found out. And they never found out because it's easy to do. It ain't hard to do. It ain't hard because there's so many loose booty people out here that well, bam, thank you, ma'am. You ain't got to put a man ain't got to put no lot of work in to sleep with another woman. And even if he don't want to go court another woman, or sleep with an ex or whoever, they paying for it today. They paying for it at the truck stop. It's well, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's real easy to cheat. So if you catch somebody cheating, I'm not saying that you bring inadmissible or forbidden fruit into the court of love. See, understand what forbidden fruit is. Forbidden fruit is evidence that you find without a search warrant. So I'm not saying that you say, "Oh, I caught you cheating one time." So according to Tony Gaston and these other people, that means this the 10th time. So I'm charging you for 10 times. We done. Now, realistically, let's be real now. It's a small percentage of people who get cheated on one time and leave. It's that. So everybody want to be in the comments. Oh, if he cheat one time, it's over. And then you wake up 7 years later, he done cheated on you 8 times, had a whole baby on you, you still there. And even when you look in the media, it's men in the media, these celebrity relationships where the men have had a baby on the woman. And this woman got a name, she got clout, she got money, she got every reason to leave. Like a lot of women on the everyday scale is saying, well, I want to stay because of financial reasons. I can't afford to take care of myself on my own salary or to provide. And I want to be here for financial reasons. But, you know, Beyonce had turned her lemons into lemonade. Beyonce stayed. Turned her lemons into lemonade. So 9 out of 10 women gonna stay after being cheated. Let's just be real. Now, should you? No. Are you? 9 out of 10 times? Yeah. If you being honest. Now, you going to sit here and lie in the comments till your thumbs red in the line. But I do this every day. I already know how y'all are. So understand this right here. If you get cheated on one time and you find out one time, if you forgive it, because it's a personal choice. If you got the strength to leave. Go ahead and leave. If you married and you say, oh, we could get through this, we could work through this, such and such work through it, such and such work through it, such and such work through it, then, okay, y'all gonna work through that. Okay, that's on y'all. Now, if you get cheated on a second time, it's over. It's over. Your relationship is over. If you catch your partner cheating on you a second time, it is over. It's a wrap. I don't care if y'all have made it 20 years, 25 years, it's over with. Okay? Because now you got a cheater. You don't have somebody who cheated on you. You have a cheater. Okay? That's a difference. That is a difference. The best of us could slip up and make a dumb decision, make a dumb choice. The best of us can do that. But when it is repeated, okay, the first time we'll call it a mistake. Even though it ain't a mistake, it's a choice. It's a choice. But we're going to call it a mistake. It was a dumb choice, so we're going to label it a mistake. The second time you get cheated on, that's a choice. Some of y'all have been with a person and you caught them cheating a third time. The third time you get cheated on, that is a habit. Mistake, choice, habit. That's a habit. You got to be gone. You hear me? You cannot play with it no more. You got to be gone. Okay? Now understand this right here. If you get into marriage, and you realize, so that's the cheating. But on this other side, you get into marriage and you realize that y'all didn't talk through your foundational beliefs. That you all the way in marriage and you didn't know that your spouse don't want children, but you want children. So guess what? That's a deal breaker. Unless you're going to compromise, unless you can compromise and live happily ever after without feeling like you gave up a major part of your life, a major part of your heart, that's a deal breaker. If there's other foundational beliefs in there, that's deal breakers. How you raise your kids. If all of a sudden you get married and you've been Christian and Bible toting and now your spouse want to be an atheist, that's a deal breaker. Because that's going to be confusion for the kid. That's a deal breaker. So it's things in there, but it has to be a foundational belief. Understand, foundation is what you build upon. So this foundational belief is a part of how you will build your life. So financially, family, and faith, finances, family, and faith, they all part of the foundation. Okay? It's not about like, oh, well, he believed he should leave the toilet seat up, and I believe he should put it down. So we got to get a divorce. I'm not talking about that. And I'm not talking about little nuances, okay? Foundational beliefs. Now understand this right here. If you get married and there have been hands intentionally laid on you, if hands have been laid on you intentionally, and because this is right, what I mean by this is a difference with intent to do something to you, okay? Because it's a difference. I remember me and my wife, I went back to the streets. I'm out there hustling. I came home. We got into it. She was trying to leave. I'm holding her. I'm holding her. That wasn't me trying to do anything to her. I'm saying, please stay, please stay. I realized that she wasn't going to stay there that night. So I had to let her go. So I ain't try to, So some of y'all, when you get in those situations, one time, that right there, you ever with somebody, all that, one time it's done. One time it's done. Listen to me. Oh, well, he was drunk. Oh, well, his mama had just passed away. He just was going through. And, oh, well, I provoked him. All that. No, one time it's done. Because guess what? If you play with that, just one, the wrong way, finito. You hear me? You cannot play with that. You cannot play with that. Because it's physical. Now, the same time, verbal and emotional. Verbal, okay, talking down. That's going to weigh you down. That's going to strip you of your self-esteem. You check one time. Second time, okay, you on suspension. Now, second time, you written up. Third time, verbal, finito, it's over with. It's over with. Emotional could deal with cheating. Emotional could deal with some other stuff too. Emotional, like person go out, you call them, they don't answer. Don't answer. You call them 8 hours, and they do you like that all the time. That's emotional. Y'all know the word I'm talking about. Okay. You can't tolerate that. See, this is what I need you to understand. Because you saying like, man, Tony, so you saying if he called me a B, or Tony, if she called me a B 3 times, that I need to leave? Like, be done? Like, get a divorce? Yeah. You know why? Because that's going to keep tearing you down the rest of your life. And the reason why I say this is because humans very smart. A human knows how to adapt and change. You only got to tell me one time not to call you out your name, not to call you no B word. You only got to tell me you ain't got to tell me one time not to do nothing like that to you. That's common sense. You only got to tell me one time that when I'm out and about, you need me to answer my phone because you could be in an emergency. And if I ain't doing nothing that's that serious and I have the ability to answer my phone, I need to answer my phone because you could be calling me with your last breath. So you only got to tell me that one time. That's how humans is. That's how the brain is. So I just got my wife and them a little dog, and this thing, 2 months, 3 months old, done already learned the way around the neighborhood. When they go on a walk, it know how to get back to the house. if an animal brain could do that, what you think the human brain capable of? That's what let me know a lot of y'all get played for a fool. A lot of y'all get played for a fool. Now, we gonna break some of the rules sometimes, and sometimes you have to identify if it's you. I was so toxic and controlling and just insecure and jealous, and that I didn't create a safe space for my wife. So if she did something that she thought I might not approve of, she would lie about it. And I told her, listen, you lied to me 3 times, we divorced. Well, to my knowledge, she lied 4 times. But what happened is I had to forgive the first 3 because those were a defense mechanism because I hadn't created a safe space. So sometimes this is where the exception to the rule come in. When you know you played a vital part in this action, then that's when you take and accept your responsibility. Now, when you take and you shift and you change. So when I became an amazing husband, an amazing father, and I create this safe space, there's no reason now at this point to be lied to about, did you loan your mama some money? Did you loan your friend some money? Like, where this here money right here went at? That's in the account. Or, where was you? I was calling you, where you was at, what you was doing. Ain't no reason for little white lies or big lies, little lies when there's a safe space. So when you take and you grow and you change and you doing what you need to do and your partner still doing the wrong thing, then that's when you have to understand that you got to go. You got to go. So listen to me. If cheating, a lot of y'all gonna forgive that. If you got the strength and you know you're gonna walk away, hey, by all means, go ahead. Now, the other thing is when you have, let's say you got some difference of opinion, you got some difference of some beliefs, you got some personality clashes. Somebody got to step up and lead. It needs to be the man. And the reason why it needs to be the man is because men get so complacent so easy that if the woman starts to lead with love, the man may kick his feet up and just receive that love and then not reciprocate equal or greater. So I don't believe in the woman taking and catering to a man and doing all this for a man that ain't doing nothing for her. The man need the lead. Fellas, it's on you to step up and to make the changes in your relationship. Change your attitude, change your energy, change your effort, and then she will receive and reciprocate. If you change your energy and your attitude and your effort and she doesn't reciprocate, that's when you know you with the wrong woman. That's when it's time for you to go. Now, on this other part right here, in this marriage, what you got to realize is that both of you have personality differences. So my wife, she had to let me know in dating, don't yell at me. In marriage, she had to let me know no illegal activity. You're not going to be in the streets. She also had to talk to me about the way I talk to her, being too blunt, not saying stuff. Say what you got to say, but don't say something that's going to be hurtful if you intentionally trying to dig. Don't do that. She had to check me on that. So I had to learn. It took me 2 or 3 times, but because it wasn't like a physical thing or it wasn't really malicious, she forgave it. She worked with me because I'd be real blunt. Not nothing that's, unforgivable, but it's still unpleasant. So I had to get beyond that and grow past that point. Now listen to me. At the 5-year mark, okay, when you get to 5 years, if your relationship hasn't leveled out, and what I mean by this is, by the 5-year mark, you should only be having normal disagreements, like petty disagreements, like just on little stuff. It should be just normal difference of opinions. It should not be kingdom issues, life altering stuff that you're going through. By the 5-year mark, there should be no emotional cheating that you're having to address. Definitely no physical cheating. No type of verbal, emotional, physical. By the 5-year mark, all of that should be out the window. If you hit the 5-year mark, dating or marriage, and you still addressing illicit messages being sent to people online, emotional cheating, you still addressing physical, emotional, verbal, social. When I say social, I mean like social means like where somebody tries to, it could mean one or two things. And this is my definition. I'm making this up. Social, ABUSE, means like a person isolating you from your friends and your family. That would be social. Okay? They're isolating you. The other form of that would be on social media, where a person takes and posts subliminal messages that's taking a dig, a shot at you, and everybody coming to the comments agreeing with the message. Yes, I can't stand that type of person, and yes, people just don't understand. But this is your partner, your spouse, posting this to get at you. And I did that a few times in my relationship, and my wife, she had to tell me about that. She said, one thing I hate that you do is when you post a lesson or something right after we just dealt with that. And I was like, I'm transparent and authentic, but no, I knew what I was trying to do. So I had to check myself, because that's wrong. A person can't take your behind the scenes grievances that y'all working through, put it on social media, and everybody weigh in on that one-sided post. That's absolutely wrong. So you shouldn't have to explain that. 2 offenses. After that, it hit that 3rd, you got to be gone. Now, financial is controlling the money from you. You can't spend nothing. You can't do nothing. You don't have your own money. Even if you don't work, if you marry, you should have an allotment that you can spend the way you want it to be spent. Even if you marry and you're not working. If you working, then your money, you should have an allotment that goes to bills and allotment that goes to you. When you own ball and chain around finances, that's not right. And you can't live like that. So by the 5-year mark, a relationship should enter autopilot. And what I mean by this is, autopilot don't mean the pilot get up out the seat and go into the coach, to the first class, sit down in one of those seats, turn the TV on, put the seatbelt on, and kick back. No, you're still there. You're still there, but it's on cruise control. That's where a relationship should enter by year number 5. That does not, I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect. You're going to have disagreements. I'm trying to think right now of something that maybe me and my wife had to deal with. But I cannot honestly think of something that's even worth mentioning. One of the things is we got us a little dog. I'm not a dog person. So here's what it is. We had this before. We had to donate 2 of them before. And then this one here, I don't really do dogs. Just because I don't like nobody running me. Don't come in here barking at me, telling me to get up and feed you when I'm the one make the money. So that's why I don't do dogs. So last night, my wife had to go into the room she was going to brush our 6-year-old teeth. And she handed me the plastic bag for the dog to watch it in case it started sniffing and need the boo-boo, because we training it. And I said, no. Don't give me that. I told you, this y'all dog. This is y'all responsibility. This what y'all wanted now. I approved the dog, and it's a little dog. Won't get bigger than 4 pounds, because I don't want nothing ripping and tearing up my shoes. But I say, this on y'all. This is for these boys. This their responsibility. So my 12-year-old came out the room. I said, here, son, hey, get this here plastic, the little bag what they pick up the boo boo with, and follow your dog around. I said, take your dog outside and walk your dog. And then he walked and came back in. And so when I said that, my wife, she kind of looked at me a little salty. She was a little, because she thinking that when I said that, I just was playing. But I was dead serious. Y'all want this. Is my sons want it. This going to be their responsibility, not mine. I'm not going to be getting up 2 o'clock in the morning, going on a walk, 6 o'clock in the morning. This their responsibility. And she wanted it. So I say, it's going to be you and their responsibility. Now, that right there, that's the extent of the logistics, little things like that you got to work through in marriage. Not no deal breaking. Ain't dealing with no cheating. Ain't dealing with, none of all this illicit. It's just little differences of opinions, little compromise. I say, look, I'm going to compromise and let this dog live in my house, eat off my budget, be a whole nother expense. I'm going to compromise there. I got to deal with this barking. I got to deal with this yelping in the middle of the night because it don't want to go to sleep in this little area. So I got to be listening to that. So I'm gonna compromise there. You got to compromise on being the overseer, CEO, manager of this. That's an example of the type of stuff you got to deal with after the 5-year mark. You should not be dealing with another man or another woman texting your phone or talking to your spouse. You shouldn't have to be crying over blatant verbal situations, blatant emotional situations. You shouldn't have to be crying. If you crying, it ought to be because of a good movie. Now, sometimes you're going to have intense conversations to where you have to talk about a kingdom issue, meaning you got to get some straightening. Okay, listen, I would really love if you be more mindful that I'm trying to keep the house clean and stop leaving your socks on the floor. I have to hear that. Stop leaving your socks everywhere on the floor. I would love if you'd be more mindful and put the toilet seat down. This the type of stuff, like this realistic, this real stuff that may come up in my household, but it's not coming up. So what is this text that I just received from a woman saying that you and her have been sleeping together for the last 6 months? Ain't none of that. Ain't no going out all night, staying out all night, coming in the next morning. Ain't no arguing to the point that you going out slamming doors and then you disappearing 2-3 days. When you still dealing with that stuff, this what you're going to have to do. You got to first, if you trying to work on your marriage or your relationship, what you got to do first, if you got the money, then you need to be here. My mentor.life, booking a session with me or another coach if you got the money. If you don't got the money, you need to watch every single video. Just go to the main page on YouTube, click on my videos, and just all day long, you just listen to videos. You can add them all to a playlist, and you just let the playlist ride, and you just listen to the videos. You getting all the knowledge, and all of that knowledge. And then if you get all the free knowledge, then if you can't afford a coaching session, but you say, I can afford a book, then you read the books. If you get a little bit past that, I can afford a seminar. You go to a seminar. We ain't having seminars right now. Or you do an online course. You get all the knowledge. This in marriage now. If you're going through all this chaos and stuff in a dating relationship, you're not married, you go on about your business. But when you get married, these are the steps you do. You get all the free knowledge, unless you got the money. If you got the money, then you go right to the paid knowledge. Then you go to the books. and your online courses, TonyGastinsAcademy.com. I got a love and relationships bundle. So you go on there. I got a course for Make It Work, a video course for married couples. I got a course for singles, breaking soul ties. Everything you need, TonyGastinsAcademy.com. You go, you do the work. All right. After you do that, now you do coaching. What you need to do is you need to do 4 sessions. You need to do a minimum of 4 sessions. If you are in a relationship that you want to work, you need to go through 4 individual sessions. This is the mistake that people make. They try to only do couple sessions. That's not going to work, because it's things that you need to hear that if your partner hears it, he or she can use it against you, can use it to hold over your head and turn it into a form of A. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say A, okay? Turn it into a form of emotional A. And so you need to hear some things for yourself. There will be strategies that you will learn in coaching that you can implement that can shift the entire situation for the better. So you do those first, okay? Then you doing what you need to do, but now your partner's still doing what they doing and they wrong. Now you let them know, if you want this relationship to continue, you got to get individual coaching. So you do individual coaching. Your partner does individual coaching or counseling or therapy, whatever your choice is. The difference is coaching, you got to pay cash. Counseling and therapy, if you got insurance, it may cover it. The other difference is that with a coach, if you come to a relationship coach, this is a relationship quote unquote expert, somebody who love and passionate about this specific topic, which is love and relationships. You go to a counselor, you got somebody who may be a jack of all trades and a master of nothing. They may be trained in several different topics, several different areas that they counsel on, and relationships is one of them. And they can only use the book knowledge. They can only use treatment plans. They can't give you mother wit, meaning godly wisdom, motherly wisdom, their wisdom from their experience. So, or they'll get audited and they'll get in trouble. So they can't give you any kind of different practices and things you can do, like, hey, write a book, hey, do this, because they could get in trouble if they get audited. Now, a relationship coach gonna have a little bit more free reign, help you turn some of this pain into purpose. So there's a difference. The therapy and counseling can work now if you're dealing with certain types of situations when you need that clinical, those labels and diagnosis, and you need the treatment plan that goes with that situation you're in. That can be beneficial. At the end of the day, it's learned through studies of human behavior. So a relationship coach may have the same wisdom, but just don't have that same certification. So you have to choose what's best for you. A lot of my clients do both. One covered by insurance, one they paying for out of pocket. That's the type of work you do. You do 4 sessions individually. Your partner does 4 sessions individually. Then y'all can do 4 sessions together, because now you've heard what you need to hear and you don't run back and tell that. They hear what they need to hear. They don't run back and tell that. Your partner, if your partner is the toxic one, they may come and tell you everything that was said on the call, trying to get you to tell them everything that was said on your call. That's a no. Never do that. That's for you, for your use only. Then when you get on the phone together, the coach or the couple or the counselor will give you all information, and y'all will have conversation that is meant for the 2 of you to hear. So understand, that's why it's important. Yes, you thinking about saving money and all of that, but do you want your situation to work out? And if you can't do that with a human, then do it with the books and the courses and the videos. But understand this right here. Any deal breaker, any deal breaker, listen to me. Any deal breaker that you have had to address 3 times, it's over. It is over. Any form, emotional, verbal, physical, that you've had to address 3 times, it's over. Cheating 3 times, it's over. To be honest with you, a lot of this stuff need to be over after the first or second time. But I'm just saying 3 just because a lot of y'all like to hang around and think stuff gonna change. If you got to address it 3 times and it's a deal breaker, it is over. Your relationship is done. And then here's the thing. If you've had to address something that is a deal breaker 3 times, but you don't want to leave, the next thing you do is do what I told you. The books, the courses, the videos, and the coaching and or counseling. You do all of that. You up to 12 sessions with a human. You can read as many books you want to read, many videos as you want to do. You do all that work. Then you give the relationship another shot with this new information, this new knowledge. If the same thing still happens, even if it's 2 years later, the relationship is over. It's over. This is what I need you to understand. Humans have the ability to learn and adapt. You should not be with someone that you are still telling the same thing to them. You're telling them the same thing that you need from them, that you've been telling them for 5 years or more. It is over. If you're still crying from hurt, agony, and pain after the 5-year mark, you gotta do some serious work. And that may mean realizing that it has ran its course and it is over. What I'm telling you from experience, from a healthy relationship with real love, we done made the mistakes. I admit my mistakes. And a lot of stuff that I do or that we do, you might not agree with it. Oh, Tony, I think you ought to be walking that dog. You can help out with that dog. Listen, okay, if you want to do it in your household, good. Me, I'm going to do it if I feel like doing it, if I'm able to do it. But that's the deal that I made on the compromise. So understand this, that different relationships going to have different issues. So it may be, you may come down to like, the person say, listen, I love the Lord. I serve Jesus. Like, I read my Bible. I pray. But I don't believe in sitting up under this man who I know ain't doing right by his wife. And that may be the only church you know to go to. So he say, I'd rather have church at home. Or she say, I'd rather have church at home. There, and one believes in going into the church, and one said, look, God could meet you at your house where 2 or 3 are gathered together in his name. There he will be in the midst. You may have a compromise like that has to do with a nuance or a caveat in a relationship that is not a deal breaker, but it's a healthy compromise. Understand that. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that after 5 years everything gonna be perfect. I'm saying you're gonna have to make healthy compromises, and you're gonna have to respect one another, decisions, and what each person needs from the relationship, as long as what you are asking or what you are being asked is not asking you to compromise your self-worth or your self-respect or your beliefs, your foundational beliefs. Understand that. So, hey, wake up and smell that Folgers in the morning, okay? And really evaluate your past relationships if you're single. Did you leave too late? Did you leave too soon? Did you leave right on time? And then evaluate your future relationships if you're single. If you're in a relationship, evaluate that relationship and decide, has it been too long? Have you ignored too many red flags? Is it time to go? Has it ran its course? Because understand, if a person is not changing for the better, then you're not the one for them. They're not the one for you. Because when love is in the midst, both people grow and get better. Not only for themselves, but for their partner. To be a better person for their partner. So understand that. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. God bless you. We'll talk soon.